Good evening and welcome to the Village Board meeting for the Village of Pleasantville. Today is Monday, October 27. If you're watching live on Monday, October 27, we encourage you to call in if you have comments or questions. The call-in number is 769-1677. As always, you can watch us live on Cablevision or Verizon Cable TV and also at pctv76.org. Within a couple of days, you can watch an on-demand webcast of this and past meetings at pctv76.org. Our next regular meeting is in 2 weeks, Monday, November 10 at 8 p.m. with a work session at 7. Welcome. We began our evening tonight with 2 different extended work sessions, which is why we are late, and I apologize for coming to you more like 8:24 instead of 8 o'clock. Apologies extended. We had 2 presentations tonight. The first was from an organization that we have been talking to about the possibility of Recreation Department software and online registration, which was useful and is quite promising. And then the second presentation, which will be of interest to lots of members of the community, was a presentation by the folks from the Brightview Senior Living Organization, which is a company based out of Baltimore that has about 31 assisted living complexes across the Mid-Atlantic, ranging from the DC area up to Boston. They have either entered into or are close to having entered into an agreement with the Jewish Child Care Association, which is the owner of the parcel on the corner of Lake Street and Broadway. Many folks will know it as the Cottage School. The Cottage School owns a big swath of land, a big percentage of which is in the town of Mount Pleasant, but something in the neighborhood of 28 acres, am I right, Patty?
26, yeah.
26 acres of their property is within the Village of Pleasantville. They have identified a parcel of about 7 or 8 acres, which is immediately to the left of the existing driveway for the Cottage School, and they have entered into discussions with the Brightview Senior Living Group about a proposed senior assisted living project. Many people may remember, if you followed the discussions over the past couple of years with Benchmark, that early in that process, JCCA came to us and indicated that they were interested in the possibility of either selling or leasing a parcel of their land for this use. And now, a year and a half or so later, they have returned with a real project in mind. So it was a preliminary presentation, not any kind of a formal presentation, and there is no formal application, but the project they described for us would occupy between 7 and 8 acres, as I say, immediately to the left of the existing driveway to the Cottage School. It would involve a building that is an average of 4 stories and would include about 175 living units. Which they suggested might be a mix of 100 independent living units, 50 assisted care, and 25 memory care units. So I think that all of us on the board asked a number of questions that they will return to. We're going to caucus with our legal counsel about the means by which such a thing might be approached. And as soon as we have some material from the Brightview folks that we can post up on the web so people can get a sense of what's proposed and where it is, we will certainly do that. But for the moment, they were careful to report that everything they said to us tonight was very preliminary and could very well change. But the short version of what will doubtless be an extended discussion is that Brightview Senior Living is likely, I think, to propose a senior assisted living project that includes 175 units within the Village of Pleasantville. It's a profit-making entity, and that parcel of land would become taxable. It is currently in a tax-exempt position because it's owned by the JCCA. So more on that. There obviously would be lots of questions asked on all sides, and we'll make that information available as soon as it arrives. The other thing I wanted to comment on was, obviously all of us have been reading in the press about the Ebola risks around the country and the recent arrival of an Ebola case in New York City. The County Department of Health has taken the lead on this in Westchester County, and they have put together quite a bit of information at their website, which is health.westchester.gov health.westchestergov.com. So I encourage anyone who has questions to go to health.westchestergov.com. There is not only quite a bit of information there, but also links to the CDC, to the World Health Organization, and to a variety of other pieces of information. The County Department of Emergency Services has been in touch with every fire department, every ambulance corps, every police department in the County of Westchester, and they are convening a meeting with the top administration of all the hospitals. And at this point, I think the preparedness is going along quite well. Obviously, this is new territory for all of us, and I encourage anyone who has any questions to reach out to any of us, but first off to reach health.westchestergov.com. Again, there has been no suggestion on anyone's part that Ebola has arrived in Westchester, but obviously there is always that risk, and we want to make sure that both the community is prepared and that our first responders have both the training and the equipment they need, and we will continue to do that. So again, health.westchestergov.com. On a lighter note, we had a couple of great weekends running. The last weekend had the Rotary Club Pancake Breakfast up at the middle school, which was a big success and very well supported. The farm market continues to rock and roll, and rocked and rolled this year alongside the Ragamuffin Parade, which started up at Bedford Road School a little bit late because seconds before we were to begin the march down Bedford Road, the fire department and Con Edison were called to a gas leak at Bedford Road and Tompkins. Trucks are still there today working on that. So we spent 20 or 30 minutes trying to keep everybody reasonably patient amid a crowd of ghosts and goblins. Eventually we were able to march past the site with the all clear from Con Ed before they began their work, and it was a great success. So thanks to Linda Belafato and her crew at the Recreation Department, Mike Newman and Debbie Nava, who put together what is really a signature event for the village of Pleasantville, and thanks to the police department, who ended up jostling a bunch of different things all at the same time, coming off a day that began with a really successful 5K run on behalf of the Tina Gambino Scholarship. So a great day, a great turnout, and an impressive operation. Kudos again to go to everybody involved in that, but especially to Michael Bloom, high school sophomore, I think.
Yes. He's getting so old on us. That's not fair.
He's got a few more years of eligibility, but he has been one of the moving
He's
forces.
having too much fun with it.
He's been one of the moving forces behind the Tina Gambino 5K run, and it's one
I think I
impressive
counted about 17
thing.
Elses from Frozen. They were so cute. But if I could just mention too,
please
I
do.
know this is a school thing, and I'm sure the school board will do something, but I was just very proud of our boys cross-country team who won Westchester County Champs, which is so amazingly difficult to do. And I want them to know their predecessors are very proud of them and are really thrilled. And it lit up social media with all the old fogies that were past cross-country runners for Pleasantville. They were very proud of you guys. So
Did they run in a Tina 5K?
No, they were running at the Westchester County 5K. So they did amazing, just really amazing. And it takes, you gotta finish 5 runners. So that's what they did.
Quite impressive. Steve, did you want to comment about the Community Scholarship Fund and the doggy?
Yeah, sure. I mean, there were 2 things that happened. The pancake breakfast
Yep.
that the Rotary Club put on was for benefit of the Community Scholarship Fund, so we appreciate all the support there. That goes to a very worthy cause. I think last year the Community Scholarship Fund provided, I believe, almost $50,000 in scholarships. So it really is a very important part of what we do for each other in the town. We also had the doggy ragamuffin parade at the dog park. I was
No
pleased.
gas leaks there.
No gas leaks there. They were. Well, let's leave that for now. But, there was a
Come
very
on, I
interesting
served
day.
up a softball there.
And you did. That also is a lot of fun if you have a dog in town and you haven't done it yet. You should consider coming down. We had several good sponsors this year. Random House actually even was a sponsor of ours. Thank you very much. Pleasantville Animal Hospital, and then we had a photography studio taking pictures of you and your dog in costume for keepsake purposes. Again, to benefit the Community
Or
Scholarship
blackmail.
Fund.
Huh?
Or blackmail. I believe we had several good winners. We had Soldier Dog and we had Sherlock Dog win prizes this year. Thanks a lot for everybody who came out for that. It's a lot of fun. We'd like to see you next year if you haven't been there yet.
Good stuff. So two other things. One is if you find your way driving past the pool house up on Lake Street, you will see that work continues on the renovations that are going on up there so that when the pool opens again next Memorial Day, it will be substantially improved with new bathrooms, new family bathrooms, new outdoor showers, new finishes, and an all-around much improved look. And then lastly, amid the discussions about Ebola and our ongoing discussions about emergency preparedness in general, a shout out to any of you who have not yet signed up for the Code Red messaging system that the village has subscribed to. It is a mechanism by which you can sign up for various ways to reach you, including landline phones, cellular phones, text messages, and email. You need to go to pleasantville-ny.gov, our village website. In the left-hand column, you'll see a Code Red symbol. Click on that and register yourself so that you are part of that system and we can reach you if we have any reason to. Hopefully we will have no such reason. It is purely for emergency purposes. You will not get emails about the Doggy Ragamuffin Parade via Code Red, and it is really important that we get the maximum participation. So Code Red, get to pleasantville-ny.gov. Anybody else have any other?
Yeah, I have two. One is I'd just like to let everybody know about a community event that the Pleasantville Strong Coalition is sponsoring at the Jacob Burns this Sunday at 7:30 p.m. The filming of Whispering Spirits, which is the story of a young boy from Yorktown who succumbed to drug addiction, and about the story of his father and how he was able to find some music that he left behind and do some really great things with it. And that's going to be followed by a panel discussion with John Muller, who's a Pleasantville resident, a coalition member, and captain of police in Yonkers. Ellen Morehouse, who's the executive director of Student Assistance Services, who's basically our mentor in the coalition, and Lily Newman, who's the community outreach director at St. Vincent's Hospital. If you want to go to our Facebook page, it's Pleasantville Strong. You can get some info on doing that, but we're just about nearly sold out,
Great.
Which is great. And I believe PCTV is going to be filming that as well at some point. And the second is I just wanted to do a shout out to Morgan Cole-Hatchett, who was recognized by the Chamber of Commerce last week for her work. What was the official award
It was just
name?
a certificate of appreciation.
Certificate of
I think. Yes,
appreciation
right.
for all the work that she's
Yeah.
done. She's spent incredible amounts of time in the school and working with the youth in our community, and we're very proud of her and very grateful for all the work that she and the chief and the whole department have been doing. So,
Thank you for that.
yes.
The other honoree honored by the Chamber of Commerce was Pleasantville Pharmacy
Yeah.
for their longstanding service and for the flag in the ground they represent for longstanding independent business providing good care to the village residents. So
And Danielle's?
and Danielle's Auto Body.
Danielle's
exactly.
Auto Body as well.
They were honored for the big investment they have made with the new building that you see on Marble Avenue opposite Jean Jacques. Thank you to the Chamber of Commerce, not only for the many good things they do, but also for reaching out in that way to recognize both Morgan, Pleasantville Pharmacy, and Danielle's Auto
Yeah.
Body. So
Matt, nothing? You got nothing?
he's here for.
He already got the big award this
Yeah.
year. He already got it.
Yeah.
So I appreciate
Yeah.
all the work.
Are there any comments
Oh,
from
can I add
the
one other-
public? Oh, sure, go ahead.
Just as a reminder, we have our coat drive going on for the Purple Heart Association. There are 2 large boxes down in the lobby of Ada Wheeler Avenue. Any type of clothing really would be accepted, but in particular some warm winter coats. Thank you, Judy, for that reminder. And we're going to be doing that all the time and be talking about certain things, but they really could use coats right now. Great cause. So you can come by and drop them off anytime between 8:30 and 4.
Thank you for that. Are there any comments from the public? Again, our call-in number is 769-1677. If not, we'll go to the resolutions. Colleen, 161.
Resolve the pre-check register dated October 27, 2014, covering pre-check number 79002 through 79129 has been reviewed, and they are hereby approved as listed below. coming from the general fund, the special purpose fund, the water fund, the refuse fund, the capital fund, the pool fund, and the trust and agency fund, totaling $354,891.90.
Is there a second?
Second.
Comments or questions on the check register?
I had one. Where did it go? I'm not going to be able to find it now. It was more of a what is this type of question. I can ask you later, Pat.
Okay.
No problem. Sure, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved, Mindy.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees has reviewed the minutes of the meeting held on Monday, October 13th, 2014, and they are hereby approved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any comments or corrections to the minutes?
Yeah,
I just saw
I
that.
have, yeah, you see me, you
Yeah.
have me as a,
Voting.
even though I.
Present.
You have me as, you have me as absent, but you have me voting on everything, and even though
Exactly.
I did
That's pretty tough
opine
to do.
to Patty separately.
Not if you're from Chicago.
I
It's quite
can't,
easy.
It's
Easy, right? Vote
My
early and
votes
often.
don't count from New Orleans, so.
Yeah.
You do have kind of a presence, and
Yes.
we're just reflecting that. It also is an opportunity to
Autocorrect.
congratulate again our longstanding police officer Jason Henkin, who is now Sergeant Henkin, and our new police officer James Charletti, a Pleasantville High School resident, Pleasantville born and bred, son of our former chief, who has transferred from the New York City Department to become a Village of Pleasantville patrolman, and has already begun and is providing us good service. So congratulations to both. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion approved. Jonathan.
The resolve of the Board of Trustees, based upon the recommendation of the police chief, hereby appoints Ronald Giorgio to the position of school crossing guard at a salary of $20.62 per hour, effective October 27th, 2014.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Ron. All in favor?
Is this Ron Senior or Ron Junior?
I don't know.
And is this to replace somebody who's left, or is this
No,
adding
we-
staff because we're short? Or-
Yeah,
Both?
we try to get as many people as we can to be cleared for a school crossing in the event that we have people who can't
Right.
show up. So they're
Right.
fill-ins.
Got it.
You know, but we use them enough.
And it
There's
doesn't
plenty
change
of
the budget. We're only
opportunity.
using those.
Right.
those
They don't have a
9
permanent
locations,
post.
so, right.
Got it.
Basically, they flow.
Senior or junior would both be confidence-inspiring characters. So.
Yes.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. Steve.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby suspends the parking meter fees for the time allowed on parking meters, excluding 12-hour meters, from Saturday, December 6th through December 26, 2014, for the holiday season.
Is there a second?
Second.
Can I say something?
Would
Yes.
someone like to comment on this subject? Well, come
You gotta
on
come
right
on
up and identify yourself.
You got to come up to the mic.
Right.
I thought you were used to being
Hello,
on
Matt.
camera now and
I know,
talking.
I'm starting to get them on that thing all the time.
Just say your name and address.
My address?
Well,
No,
you can
just
say
this
glass
store.
onion.
You
Yeah.
can give your
Store.
store.
Oh, Matt, the executive board of the chamber,
That's
and
good.
Glass Onion Originals. Matt Jaros.
Thank you.
Excuse me.
Welcome.
Matt Jones.
Yes, thank you. So anyway, considering I spouted off my mouth at the executive board,
Yep.
and the dates that we have submitted to you seem to be what we did not agree upon at the executive board, I'm here. And also
And
represent
What was?
What did you want?
We want it as long as possible, so my,
Starting August 1st.
it's actually, I mean,
And
there's a
only
few
in front
things
of
to
the glass
consider.
onion, right?
Right. Yes, just free in front of me
All right.
and Dunkin' Donuts.
Actually,
and the
I
bookstore.
believe these were the dates that we've always worked with.
Is it? I
Yeah.
don't know, but I just think that this year, you know, we have a shorter shopping season.
Yeah.
Basically, that's,
Thanksgiving's very late.
it's late,
Yeah.
it's a shorter shopping season.
Late
My
season.
dates that since I decided to come and think about this, instead of just saying as long as possible,
Yes.
and I agree with Steve, August would be agreeable. I was thinking November 28th to maybe the new year. There's a few reasons behind that. We have I already stated the shorter shopping season. It's been, although the news has been great about the economy, it hasn't been down on Main Street as good as you'd think. You know, I would say the year's been choppy. We still have the leftover from last winter, January and February, very challenging months with the weather and the cold. You also hear noise about the comparison to Chappaqua, about having 3-hour free parking, and and that's not. So it would just be nice if we could start the 28th and get it off to a good start, a strong start, and send the right message out to the community that you guys are behind shopping. I'm sure if it's our biggest season, it's also the town's biggest season with the taxes.
It's actually our smallest season if we give away all this parking.
I know. Well, I know. I mean, and I used to go into the new year too. I mean, right? Am I wrong on that?
No, we never did that.
Never ever.
But
it used to go not into the new year, but
when is your
to-
sales shopping days? You have them in the beginning of December.
Yes, it's the 6th. We've had some
Okay.
run-ins about
That's
that too.
usually
actually.
when. All right. Well, that's usually when we do it. Is around the sales
But small
shopping days.
business Black Friday is the 28th.
Right. Right.
And small business Saturday is
It's
the 29th. Short season. I just think it's important. That's all. I don't know whether it makes a huge difference, but it's another
So
message.
you're just really asking for a week if we keep it.
Well, right.
Starting at the 28th,
after
but
the
ending
holidays.
the 28th, not
Right.
into the new year.
No.
So,
right.
Matt,
I mean, I may as well ask for it.
so
You guys can shoot
you,
it down. That's fine.
one of the annual discussions we have is as soon as the bags go on the meters, the availability of parking seems to be decreased, in part because people don't have to move their cars,
But-
and it's obviously harder for us to enforce. Is that your experience?
No, not necessarily. I think there's more. I listen to my customers,
Yes. Well,
and
that's
the
what we're asking.
customers appreciate it.
Yep.
And it sends a message when they see the bags, and I think there's decorations on the bags too. Are there
Yeah, they say-
decorations?
Yes.
So
Well,
they're-
no,
They're
they-
pictures
They're
of
just
the
red.
they're pictures of the executive board.
Just put my picture on every single one. I'm sure that would go.
They're not decorated. I think they say Happy Holidays.
That's what I mean.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's a earlier in the season reminder of the holidays are here.
December 26th.
It's on whatever. I'm not even sure the map of who gets which get bagged. But I think this year it's important. You know what I mean? We battled the weather
So
last year.
if we were to, you're asking to extend it, start it earlier and end it later. Is the post-Christmas piece as important as the Black Friday piece?
I don't think so, but there are leftover shoppers. But it's not as important. Believe me, it quiets down after Christmas.
What if
So-
we?
Yeah,
What if we
and
did
I mean,
from the? 28th
it might be
to
important to the
28th.
movies. People going to the movies. but-
What sort of a hit are
That
we
would be
taking
good.
financially per week? Do you have a sense for that, Patty?
Yeah, we did that math. It's, I'll get that. I'll get the number for
But
you.
if we did the 28th to the
It's a
28th,
couple of $1,000s a week.
A week.
So,
But you're still gonna chalk, and you're still gonna manage.
Yes, the limit's still applies.
Right, you're still gonna manage
Yeah, it's
that,
just-
which
it's
they
just-
do a good job of.
Yes.
I've got.
Well, they have to, though,
No, I'm not saying they don't have to, but I'm just
So the
saying.
28th to the 28th, Mindy's proposing?
well, in reality,
Or the
either we take them off on the 26th on Friday when we have staff to do it, or we don't take it off until the 29th. Right? We're not going to call in somebody in
well,
overtime.
you're still getting, the 29th. There's no parking anyway because isn't that a Sunday?
No,
the
29th is
I'm
Monday.
Sorry. Okay. All right. So
You want to weigh in on this, Patty?
Yeah, I would end it on a Friday, 26th.
Okay,
Just
so the
leave it
28th to the 26th?
You okay with that? How does that feel as a compromise?
God bless you.
I don't know. It's the
Happy
day,
holidays.
I don't know.
You
It's
know what
the
I
day-
mean?
That's the day after Christmas. You're just gonna
Yeah.
hit everybody the day
there.
after
No, because
Christmas.
probably
No.
not.
Like,
I'm saying
it's
is
over.
By Monday, they'll be back.
It's a Friday, so
You can do it
We're-
Friday late.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can do it late Friday
Late
afternoon.
Friday
Let's put it
afternoon.
this way. I don't think people expect it to be free after Christmas. They
Right.
just,
Okay.
they
All right, let's do
understand
that.
All right.
if I.
Yeah, this
So,
will be the last.
are the mover and the seconder agreeable to starting the process
Do we second?
on
We'll start taking the meters off
on the
Ready.
28th
on Monday.
of November and ending it on the 26th of December? Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes? All in
Yes.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you, Mr. Executive Board Member.
God bless you.
Much appreciated.
Happy holidays.
May you have a good season.
Can I
Yeah,
ask
I
Did you
hope
wanna
so.
say something?
I know, Tony, did you want to say something? Did I say something wrong?
Well, it's already been passed.
Well,
Tony Emerson from the Chamber
Wait,
of
you
Commerce.
gotta,
gotta
go
come up.
up to the,
Come on
to
up.
the mic.
To put your address.
My third leg there.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tony Emerson, 25 Country Club Lane, and a member of the Chamber. I wanted to suggest that the holiday season parking situation be extended to January 4th. January 1st is on a Friday, so Saturday is the 2nd, Sunday is the 3rd, and I would suggest that we resume again on the 4th. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I'm not gonna, I'm happy with what we just got, so. I'm not here
So
to.
The 4th is a Sunday, so
I-
yeah, we get that anyway.
totally respect that request, but we are probably looking at something like possibly $10,000 loss to our budget with the, now we've got essentially 4 weeks, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, yes, a solid 4 weeks. So I am a little hesitant to add another week and a half to that.
Yeah, it depends on
Yeah.
how the holidays fall, but
Right.
we have resumed in January in past years. I mean, I
Way
remember.
I know. It's,
No,
I think like
Yeah.
4 mayors ago, 5 mayors ago.
I sympathize with the idea.
think
My
so.
personal opinion is Matt was persuasive on the front end about starting right after Thanksgiving. And although I like the idea, we're pinched a little financially. And I personally don't think we're in a position to extend it as far as that, although I think the sentiment is completely right on.
Okay, well,
Okay.
he's a member of the executive board. I would not myself start right after Thanksgiving. I'd start a little later, but that's okay.
All right. We'll
you,
take
John.
advantage of it no matter what, in any event. So while you're standing there, thank you, Tony, for all of your service for the farm market. And I know you're not as centrally involved in the Chamber of Commerce, but still involved in Student Visions and
I'm still very involved in the
yeah,
Chamber of
yeah,
Commerce.
yeah.
Ask the executive board.
Matt works for you.
I work for
Yeah.
Matt.
No.
But at any rate, we don't get enough opportunity to say thank you, and there you are standing there, so thank you. It's
And the Lions Club.
and a long list after that. So
Yes.
almost an awful lot of good things in this village have your thumbprint on them, and it's.
Well, when
it's,
you've been around
I'm
for
probably
over,
one of them.
when you've been around
Maybe more than a
over,
phone.
when you've been around for over
In fact, I
80
definitely
years,
have one.
that's what happens.
All right.
Matt, you're good. Tony, thank you.
All
Matt,
right.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
All right.
Much
Those
appreciated.
bags will be up, and the lights will be on. We'll try to get
We're
all those
open
lights
every
on,
day.
too. We've got to get all those holiday lights up.
Nice meeting you as
I
well.
normally meet you.
Yeah, I'll come in.
All right.
I've heard your name.
Oh, boy.
Oh,
Colleen.
wait, we have another speaker.
Oh, welcome.
Nino Sampaio. I'm owner-operator of a deli opposite Michael's on 157 Bedford Road.
Right.
Parking is a big issue. Unfortunately, people park, they spend 2 hours. There's 2 nail salons, one on each side of the road. They spend 2.5 hours. I'm looking for a little spot between 11 and, let's say, 1 o'clock
For the lunch business.
for the lunch business.
Right. Okay, so we have that on work session to talk about. I know you had made that request. At the moment, it's 2-hour parking, and it's not metered parking.
Correct.
It's free, and that, of course, makes it even harder to supervise. So your goal would be 1-hour parking?
Well, the lunchtime, between, let's say, 11 and 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
15, 20-minute parking. People come in,
It's
grab-
hard to communicate to people different time limits at different times of day. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's
Okay.
hard. And it might be that, we'll talk about it and see whether there's a way to carve out certain spaces that are a shorter period. There's a municipal lot behind the
Exactly.
buildings across the street, although that gets pretty full too, certainly at peak times. But your concern has been registered, and we will talk about it and take a look at the dynamics of what's going on out there and see what we can do to try to address it.
Thank you very much.
You're
Nino,
welcome.
I'm sorry.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
I didn't know, I didn't recognize you, but I did send the board a memorandum on this last week because someone came and spoke on your behalf as well. So we do have it on our agenda. We will do something. I just don't know what.
Thank you.
Right.
Much
You're welcome.
appreciated.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a nice evening. Thank
You
you.
too.
Likewise. Okay, 165, Colleen.
I'm going to read this in its entirety because I find these painful, and I want everyone to hear exactly what we're talking about. Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes the village attorney to proceed with the settlement of certiorari petition by Diamond 7 LLC and DP 13 LLC, Section 106.6, Block 5, Lots 45 and 44 as follows. Year 2005, the original assessment was $243,000. It was revised to $229,531, a reduction of $13,469, which results in a refund of $922.03. 2006, original assessment 243, revised assessment 210,261, reduction of 32,739, results in a refund of 23,1951. In 2007, assessment 326,550, revised to 256,538, reduction of $70,012, a refund of $5,157.95. 2008, 326,550 was the assessment, 267,36 is the revised assessment, reduction of $65,814, results in a refund of $4,848. In 2009, assessment 325,550, revised assessment 262,600, reduction of 63,950, a refund of $4,828. And in 2010, assessed at 326,550, revised 273, reduction of $53,550, and a refund of $4,275, which totals a refund of $22,351.77. And further resolved that the village treasurer is authorized to issue the applicable refunds in that amount to the petitioner's attorney upon receipt of an executed order from the court.
Is there a second?
Second.
So we have a advice of counsel memo regarding this certiorari petition that affects, as you heard from Colleen, the years 2005 to 2010. Any comments?
Only my usual, that we lose every one of these things because they get to use a discount rate. They get to assume that they're going to make 10% or 9.5% on their money when the rest of us make 3 or 2 or 0 in a savings account. And there is nobody, the court system, nobody will hear that argument. It's absolutely ridiculous. Every municipality is at a disadvantage on these things. And all we can do is just take it. I mean, there's no way that we can fight this, even though at my very core I know this is so wrong, but it is what it is.
And just that people don't understand that when there's a refund issued, we have to make up that money. So when someone gets a refund, somebody else is paying more. People
Right.
need to understand that. We don't just give that back and say, well, we'll lower our budget. That's not the way it works. So it hurts.
Right.
Every time we have to do one of these, it hurts everybody.
It hits in two ways, one of which is we have to dig into the piggy bank to pay back the refund, but secondly, going forward, the tax base has been reduced,
Right.
which increases everybody else's taxes. So I don't say that to cast doubt on people's right to challenge their taxes, especially if they feel they are unfair, but recognize, as everyone has already said, that it has an effect on everyone.
To be clear, these refunds are not based on market values. These refunds are based on a complicated income formula, which you get the they get the discount back at at a rate that is unachievable in the market anywhere else. Hasn't been adjusted for interest rates since 2005, even though interest rates have dropped 400 basis points. It's absurd, this calculation, but it is what it is. But it's got nothing to do with market value. So it's all got to do with the amount of income and then the discounted value of that income that property generates based on an arcane set of inputs that generate a tremendous advantage for those commercial properties to the detriment of residential owners.
Well, just to be clear, the anger is not going towards the petitioners. It's more of the process and the fact that this is the law and we're just following it. I mean, you can't really, go after the petitioners here. But, it's if you want to get some change, then you have to go after the right people to get the change.
So we're in the process of Jonathan taking the lead in crafting a position statement from the village board
There
that
you
we
go.
can pitch to the courts, so at least we're on record in writing. Jonathan and I went a couple of years ago to an event where
Right.
the administrative judge involved in this was present, and to say that it was hard to see any interest at all in the argument would be
Yeah,
an
these
understatement.
basically
So-
said don't
You know,
bother.
a
Right.
lot of these people you get to vote for eventually, and,
So-
you know, got to change your ways. That's
All right, so there you have it. 165, the certiorari settlement for Diamond 7. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion approved. 166, Mindy.
Resolved that the Board of Trustees hereby authorizes Dennis Adams Contracting, Inc. to repair the Village Hall roof at a cost not to exceed $9,800 as per the terms set forth in their scope of work proposal dated October 17th, 2014.
Is there a second?
Second.
Patty, you want to describe this situation?
Oh, yeah, well, unfortunately, we noticed that some tiles in the rear of the building have started to dislodge from the roof. It appears that several had been broken. Perhaps something had hit those tiles, but we'll never know what. If it could have been ice particles over the winter, but they were not broken when we had conducted the major roof repair. We have some photos that show that they were not dislodged at that time. So we need to set those back in place. What we'd like to do is not only just replace the tile, but cement all the edges on every tile that is in that galley, that little gully and alley where the roofs meet in the back, and also replace the copper gutter there.
So, yeah, when we did the last roof
Hmm?
work, we had some extra tile
Yes.
left. Do we still have extra tile left, or
Yes.
do we have to purchase more?
No, I'm pretty sure we have the material.
Okay.
So
I'll have to purchase the copper.
Yeah, right.
when we originally got this, there were two estimates. There was this one, and there was a more inexpensive one. What is the
Right.
difference? And the email that I got didn't break out what
Okay.
specifically. So what is it that we're paying for specifically? That's the $6,000 difference.
The difference is to cement those tiles in place.
And install a
and
new
to
copper
install
valley.
ice and water shields on both sides of the valley, and to install a whole new copper, basically,
The cheaper option was simply to put the tiles
No,
back.
this is a
The more
gully
expensive
here.
option is to take off the remaining tiles, replace the valley, install ice and water shield on both sides, and put the tiles back.
I understand that, but,
Right.
you know, every time we have a vote on the roof, we say that we're going to do more so that we don't have to do a repair down the road, and then we have to do a repair down the road. So as I said in the email that we shared, I don't have any confidence that spending more money is going to prohibit us from having another expense in 3 months or 6 months. It just seems to be a bottomless
This
pit.
wasn't a part of the roof that was repaired last
No.
time.
No, but that's where they put the snow system up there.
No, not in this.
well, what we ran, actually, what we
This
ran, not actually the snow
Yeah.
melt system. We ran wires in the gutters here underneath the roof.
Right.
So we were in that, they were in that area. There was scaffolding too on the back to try to repoint the brick. So it's basically in the alcove here. You wouldn't see it from the street. You couldn't see this damage from the street. But we didn't do any work on the tile roof at all in that area. So it's very hard, to try
And we
to
have
determine.
photos from our consulting engineers.
I'm not saying that
So-
it doesn't need to be done, it's just amazing that we had scaffolding up there and people up there and apparently roof experts and,
And we
it
don't
just
know
didn't
what
help us.
happened.
We don't know what happened.
No, we don't, there's no way to tell what happened.
I mean, I share your
Really, it's
frustration
like they're
that
just
there's always
falling off.
something.
They're just
I do
either
think,
expanding and contracting and popping
I
off.
mean, the preliminary indication is that the major roof repair has been a success.
We haven't
Obviously,
been through
that
it yet.
well, we've been through one winter with it. Doesn't guarantee, obviously, anything, but I find it hard to argue that as long as we go through the several $1,000 expense of getting scaffolding up there, that we shouldn't make sure that the valley and the ice and water shield
Well, it's a
are
little bit
as
of
good as
both.
they
I
can
mean,
be.
I
So-
have to repair the roof, and it's a little preventative, so, I think it's just the better route at this point, to do the repair and
Right.
to take some.
So the
preventative
motion on the
measures.
table is for the $9,800 repair, as opposed to the 3,000 something repair. So, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion approved. 167.
Resolved, the Board of Trustees hereby approves the following budget amendments, removing $960 from court equipment and contingency pool to court overtime and fiscal agency fees.
Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. That being the end of our resolutions, is there any new business? We will be adjourning to executive session to meet with the village attorney. Is there a motion to adjourn to executive session?
So moved?
Matter anyway.
All in favor?
Aye.
Another
Motion
cert
approved.
petition from Todd.
We thank you all for your attention. Again, we're back in 2 weeks. Do not forget that Tuesday, November 4th is Election Day. And do not forget to get yourself to pleasantville-ny.gov, click on Code Red, and sign up for the emergency notification system. Thank you all. Good night.